Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal, and today, finally, after a whole year of waiting for more Cyberpunk details and news, we have something to talk about. After last night's crazy presentation, including the one and only Keanu Reeves, who is going to star as Johnny Silverhand, we have a lot to go through, so let's start from the beginning of the cinematic trailer, and then we move on to some of the gameplay scenes we had after Keanu went on stage. First off, I really like the new redesigned V. He looks more beaten down, and the emotions he goes through during that trailer are simply insane. During the opening shot, we get a look at the panorama of Night City during the night. This was, I think, the most anticipated shot because the previous trailer focused more on the day rather than night. In this shot, we have Arasaka, of course, Data Inc., SoftSys, so some of those corporations are still here, but expect new players to chip in and fight for power. After that, we have an armored cab coming into a secure location called No Tell Motel, which is located in Watson Kabuki, and we comes up alone to see Dex, who is a fixer we met in the previous gameplay video. So this trailer is a direct continuation of that previous mission that was shown. Also, the cab itself does have auto drive, and the AI system in the cab is controlling everything, and you can see that the cab has a battle mode, which is totally Cyberpunk, because you need to get from one place to another if things become complicated. Then V is greeted by one corporate bodyguard, like the one we've seen in the gameplay video as well. Inside the room we have Dex and a new character called Bug, who is either a techie or some sort of hacker. I could be wrong here, I couldn't really determine that. After that, V goes into the toilet to wash up, and then we see what happens when we go all guns blazing during that mission, during the mission we had in gameplay, and actually betray the Corpos. Because of our decisions, Jackie dies in that cab. This scene was extremely powerful because, first of all, it shows you that your choices have consequences even for your companions, and that might get your companions killed. Now, I am not sure if this was shown for the sake of the trailer, but the whole premise of the game is that you can actually lose people if you are not careful. And it's not something you just go through and finish the mission, and even if you go guns blazing or go in stealthily, it doesn't matter. In Cyberpunk, it does. It can actually cost you everything. Also, I love the emotional change in V. It was shown really well, especially when he starts crying because of Jackie, and then Dex turns on us because we caused a lot of problems for him and his clients. You can even hear on the radio that the police is all over the place and that one suspect fled the scene, which was you. Now that chip is interesting, I'm going to talk about it in a second. But it makes sense that Dex does something like this. He was never our friend, this was just another job that went wrong. Then the bodyguard grabs V. We also get a nice look at his cybernetics, especially the Arasaka Mantis blades. V uses that to dismember the bodyguard and then goes after Dex. After that, Bug comes in and hacks our hands to keep us in place. Keep in mind, that's why I said Bug is a combination of a techie and hacker type. What she does is something we did in the gameplay video when we hacked the weapon of that enemy before jumping to slice him. But again, V takes the pistol and shoots Bug, probably in the face, and then goes after Dex. I am not sure if he kills him or not because V wakes up on the scrapyard. But as I said about the chip itself is extremely important here because it's an implant that is the key to immortality. And the whole idea is definitely interesting. I'm wondering if the story itself is going to be about betrayal and just fighting around the chip itself, because you will have a lot of players going after an implant that gives you immortality. You will have everyone jumping for you. And this chip is actually highlighted on their website, so everything kinda starts from that mission in my opinion. And then the coolest part of the trailer by far is after we wake up. We have Kiroshi Optical's ad, which is funny because we use Kiroshi, we had that implant in the gameplay video. Then Johnny goddamn Silverhand comes up as a hologram and he's played by Keanu Reeves. This was totally unexpected. No one had the slightest idea that this is going to happen. They did change his appearance a bit from the original 2020 look, but nevertheless, he's probably the best idea that CDPR could have come up with, because you take the iconic Cyberpunk character and you give him Keanu, which is not only going to sell the game to people, but actually attract more people, because Keanu right now is one of the most popular actors in Hollywood. But also having Johnny in the game is insane. The man was gunned down by Adam Smasher, another Cyberpunk character. Again, there are many plot details we can speculate on. It's possible for him to hack our optics so we can see him. That is something that was a premise of Ghost in the Shell, especially if you watched the anime series. So Johnny right now can be in this form, as an AI, as a hologram. I kinda doubt he would be here in a physical form, but again, he does have an agenda, and so far we can only speculate. So after Keanu went on stage, we got a little bit of gameplay footage. First off, we have the club scene with the DJ in the middle. It kind of shows the atmosphere we're going to experience in the game, and a crazy amount of NPCs in that room. Then a short scene which looks like a cinema of some sort, with a gun that has a cool red outside. This really makes me wonder about all the customization we are going to be able to do with our weapons. Also, we have an interesting shot when V points the gun at some guy and he responds to it like, wait, stop. So I am interested if that is going to be an option when we sneak up on someone and point the gun at him, they will surrender like they did in Metro Exodus, for example, or this could be a scripted event, so all of my theories go in water. But it would be cool if NPCs actually responded if we aim the gun at them and they don't see us at first. So that is definitely a huge plus in my book. We also met a guy that could be a major player in the story when V says Mr. Hand sent me, which refers to Johnny Silverhand. We even see him in the hologram behind the dude, so they are connected in a way. At first, I even tweeted that. I said, because when he said hand, I was like, Morgan Blackhand? Because I actually did not see Johnny Silverhand behind him, so that was a mistake on my part. It's definitely Johnny. After that, we get a scene on the bike. We get a first look at how that driving is going to look like. Honestly, looks cool, especially when he's doing that curve, how you basically get the feeling of touching the ground. It has that Akira feeling to it, which I really like. Then again, the hacking scene where we directly plug into the machine we want to hack. This was actually discussed in some of the previous Cyberpunk community podcasts. We had Jay Gray from Artel Sorian that are working on Cyberpunk Red, that is going to serve as a connection between Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2077. And he mentioned that after the Fourth Corporate War, with the fall of the net and everything, most of the hacking is going to be done on site. So we can't really go to a safe location and hack from there. We have to go into the action, into the machine, to actually be able to hack most of the stuff. We got a look at the option, at the hacking option to override safeguards on that robot. It seems you need hacking level 4 to pull that one off, and how that robot knocks out the guy when he's hacked is hilarious. So that is going to be one of the options we can do during missions to just, attract attention somewhere else if we want to go stealthy. So that is definitely a plus. Also, as I said, stealth is important in the game. We see that for a split second when we approach the guy from behind and V does the finishing move. He basically breaks his neck. And a very interesting melee weapon, that string, when we fight the enemy with a big hammer and armor, that was crazy. So obviously the things that we are wearing and that enemy is wearing, we can have that as well, again depending on our playstyle. Also, melee combat so far looks fun. Obviously we didn't see that much, I guess we have to wait for Gamescom for that, but so far it actually looks more polished than in the previous Cyberpunk gameplay video, but that is something we expected because CDPR said that they polished the game a lot since the last time we've seen anything from it. We were also introduced with another character, especially interesting because we go on ice, so this could be our first look at the net running. I wasn't sure if this was that, but Mad Queen came to help and we kinda agreed that this is the net because it doesn't look like real world. If it was Braindance, for example, it wouldn't look like this. And it also gives you a really cool Matrix reference. Legacy, who is also another YouTuber, found a hidden message. If you summarize it, it basically says that CDPR is sorry for not giving you public gameplay, but the reason why they did that is because they will release it on Gamescom, because you need material for hype, and showing everything right now is not the best option. I'm okay with this, honestly. They want to give us a great game, let's wait for it. At least now we know when we're going to play it. And for the end, boys, we have it. The release date is on the 16th of April 2020. This was something which was discussed for such a long time. There were theories about the end of 2019 or the first 4 to 5 months of 2020, which, was never confirmed. But right now, we know it, it's almost ready, and honestly, releasing in 2020 pays such a nice homage to Cyberpunk 2020, the original tabletop RPG, that actually gives you the most material for 2077. It is the source book for it. The game is available right now for pre-order on Steam and GOG for PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Keep in mind, the game is also listed on Epic Games Store, but for some reason it's not available, not sure why. But look, this is CDPR. If you're getting the game on PC, get it on GOG. That way you give the most money to them, because 100% of that money goes to CD Projekt Group, so they can give us more games. The standard edition comes with game soundtrack, digital booklet with the art from the game, Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook and wallpapers, and the price is of course $59.99. Also, if you buy on GOG, you get an exclusive digital booklet, more wallpapers, posters, and a 30% off for the official CDPR merch store. If you're interested in collector's edition, there you get a cool figurine, a map, art book, Quadra keychain, a game compendium, a steelbook, survival guide, and badges and stickers, and it costs $250. So for all of us that are living for this game, I can't wait to get my hands on that. But hey, that was everything for today. There are a lot of Cyberpunk videos coming out, so stay tuned for that. Tell me down below what do you think about this. Did you see anything that I didn't see? If you did, tell me down below, and don't forget to join our amazing community on Twitter and Discord. This is LastKnownMeal signing out, and remember,